going.
Okay, we're rolling.
Okay. This is an interview at the Buffalo and Erie County Historical Society, Buffalo, New York. It is the 23rd of August, 2006, 2 p.m. Interviewers are Mike Russert and Wayne Clark. Could you give me your full name, date of birth, and place of birth, please?
Joseph Peinkofer, 2/16/28. I was born in Buffalo, New York.
Okay, what was your educational background prior to entering service?
Just high school.
Okay. Were you drafted or did you enlist?
I was drafted.
Now, you were drafted into the Army.
Yes.
Could you tell us where and when you were inducted?
Okay.
Induction center.
September 28th, 1950. And I was sent to Fort Devens, Massachusetts.
Okay.
Is that where you had your basic?
Yes.
How long was that?
Pardon?
How long was basic training?
I got there in September and left there on Washington's birthday in February of 51.
Okay. Did you get any additional training outside of the basic?
I was supposed to have been expert on the bazooka, which is sort of funny. The class was behind the barracks. The nomenclature was a light magazine, and I was considered an expert after that.
Okay. Now you ended up working with a construction unit?
No, I was into heavy weapons company,
Oh, okay.
and that was it. I was trained in 81 millimeter mortar, 50 caliber machine gun, light machine gun, recloseless rifle, and I never saw a hand grenade until I got overseas. I never saw a mortar shell until I got overseas.
Mm-hmm.
I fired a 1-round bazooka. I fired 3 rounds with a 50 caliber machine gun. I sent overseas that way.
Yeah. Otherwise, then, when you got over there, you don't think you were fully prepared?
I don't think it was, no.
Okay. When did you go overseas?
I think it was February 51. Went by boat and landed in Japan.
Were you assigned a unit before you went over, or
No.
did you go as a replacement?
I was a replacement.
Okay. So you went over by boat to Japan, and then where did you go?
I was asked if I wanted to become into the combat construction. I was glad to do that. I said yes, and I was sent to an island off of near Hiroshima called Iwo. It was a Japanese annex at the time, and I went to school there as a signal corps in pole line construction.
Mm-hmm. What did Hiroshima look like at the time? When
I didn't see
go?
Hiroshima.
Oh, you didn't
I
go?
was an island near Hiroshima.
Okay, I didn't know if you went ashore or if you...
I went to the city near it. I went to the movies once in a while and saw. I was only there for 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
How was that school? Was it adequate?
Oh yes, it's a beautiful place.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so initially you received heavy weapons training, and then you went to a signal
Right.
unit.
Mm-hmm.
What was your assignment in that unit?
I was a pole lineman, telephone poles, the telephone lines.
Mm-hmm.
Then eventually I went to cable splicing.
Okay. When did you go into Korea itself?
About 4 weeks after I got into Japan, it was all. I think it was almost May, close to May.
Okay, this is of 1951.
51.
Okay. How long did that training last?
I think about 4 weeks.
Okay.
Now, when you got to Korea, was the winter basically over at that point? Or
Yes, yes. Winter's over there, and it was in February.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what unit were you assigned to?
I was assigned to 532nd City Construction Battalion. And I was just a pole lineman, started out carrying poles and climbing poles. And that was it.
Did you ever have to carry a weapon with you?
I had to carry a weapon all the time.
Now, how close did you go to the front? Or did you?
Well, eventually we actually put the communications in the Pat and John, for the peace sites,
Oh, okay.
and go back and forth there. Then I had work, I went all over Korea, from Busan to Incheon to Seoul. I just was in Seoul about a year, and working out of Seoul.
Now, at this time the Army started to be integrated, was your unit integrated?
No, at the time it wasn't, but I was integrated into a black company from, I think, Mississippi, I'm not sure. And been a long time. So
how many whites were there in that unit then?
I really couldn't say. There wasn't many, but it was fine.
Okay. Did you have any unusual experiences with what you did? Or?
I can't think of any one particular incident. It was all pretty much different every day.
Did you ever get shot at being up on the poles?
No, I was up in about 3 o'clock in the morning, working in no man's land, and I was coming back, and one shot was fired, and I just turned my legs up and sped back.
Now, did you have a regular hours that you worked, or did it rotate?
No,
or
just
or whenever you were needed?
when I was needed. It wasn't every day. Then I was maintaining cable from Seoul to Incheon. It was an underground cable. And when I was there, there was only about 20 pair of cable. And I left, when I first got there, only about 2 pair were working. I was there for a long time only, but I left, there was about 3 pair working. The Chinese had crossed the wires of the cable and all splices.
So the cable had been kind of sabotaged?
Yes, it was, yeah.
Now, how many were in your unit?
When I was in TDY for about a year and a half, this detached, there was about 10 of us. And we had our own house, we grew our own rations, and we very seldom went to the company.
Now, what were your rations like? Were they just?
I threw out a lot of rations usually, and I took what I wanted. Like chicken or whatever we could have. And I do PX rations.
Did you ever have much contact with the Korean people?
Yeah, every day. Yes. They were poor people. I felt so sorry for them.
Okay,
Did you experience any of the Korean food at all?
I tried it once. I tried the kimchi.
How was that?
Oh, I couldn't eat it. It's too hot. It's spicy.
were there any people that you served with that stood out more than others? That may have been friends or...
No, I had one friend from Pennsylvania. His name was J. Gordon Denstermanher. And he was just a real nice person, and he used to work in a telephone company, and he helped me out quite a bit. He's just a nice man.
Did you ever get any unusual duties at all that you...
No, not really.
Now you said you ran the wires up to Panmunjom?
Yes, the cable was up there.
The cables and wires up.
Yeah.
This was in preparation for the
peace
talks?
They were, the cables, all we had to put in a junction box up. That's all.
Now, did you have to run a lot of wires from that for the press?
No, we didn't do that. They did it themselves. We just put the box up for them.
What were your tools like? Were they up to date?
Oh, yes, we were fine.
Some were
Mhm.
World War II materials, or did you have newer
Well,
equipment?
it wasn't all new to me, so what
Okay.
my hand was fine.
Mhm, mhm. Now, how did your unit get around? Did you have your own
I
vehicles?
had my own vehicle, yes. I had my own tools, my own vehicle. And I could hire Korean people to help me too. You know, the company paid them.
Mhm.
They were ex-people, they worked with the company.
Now, were they, did any of them speak English, or did you have a translator, or how did you communicate with them?
Most of the people, they could get by pretty well in English.
Mhm. Did you ever get to see any USO shows while you were over there?
I saw some, I saw several. I can't remember what they were though. I think Bob Hope was one of them.
Mhm. On this forum, you mentioned that one of the things that left the greatest impression on you was finding a mass grave.
Yes, we had a squad tent and we were just pitching our tent and the ground was awful soft. So then we saw a little sign there that says a grave, not Korean or not the United States. I think it was a North Korean grave. No, it was a mass grave.
Okay. Were there any other incidences that happened with you, to you, or that stand out?
Well, we had no shower facility, so we found a little stream that went over a little culvert and about 6 feet deep, 6 foot high. So we ended up being in a shower of that. And it was ice cold water. But it was a nice way of getting clean.
Mm-hmm.
Then further up the stream, we found a dead body in the water.
Yeah. Now, how long were you in Korea?
17 months.
So you were there during one of the winters, then.
Yes, it was.
What was that like?
It was cold. It was like Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
It
Did
was
you-
Buffalo.
Did you have adequate winter equipment?
Yes.
How about your housing? What kind of facility did
We
you live
had,
in?
we found old schoolhouses or abandoned houses, which wasn't many abandoned houses there, because most of the villages are all destroyed. There's nothing left, just half a telephone pole, that's all that's left. We slept in tents too, we had squad tents.
What did you use for heat during the winter?
We had these, in the schoolhouse we had oil stoves. In the tents we had gasoline heaters.
Mm-hmm.
The tent was full of holes from the sparks.
Okay. Did you go directly back to the States from Korea, or did you go to Japan first? Or?
I left Korea, I think it was Incheon. We went to Japan, Sasebo, for a couple of days, and then we got aboard the boat and came home to the United States.
Did you have any R&R somewhere? Or?
I had R&R at Curie, Japan,
Oh, okay.
5 days. It's very nice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's a beautiful country.
How were you accepted as an American in Japan at the time?
Fine. I got along pretty well to be there.
Okay. As soon as you reached back to the States, were you discharged, or did you have another
I had
assignment?
to go from California to Kilmer, New Jersey. I discharged there.
Mm-hmm. When was that?
I left there, let me see, October 3rd, 1952. I was in there 2 years and 6 days.
Okay. Did you make use of the GI Bill at all?
No, I didn't, no.
Did you join any veterans organizations?
I won the letter post.
Okay. How about, did you stay in contact with anyone that was in service with you?
Not very long, maybe a year, that's about all.
Okay. How do you think your time in the service had an effect on your life?
It was an awakening as other people live, and what poor people live, and it did an impression on me. people, you know, they have homeless and begging, children with arms, no legs, and it's just awful. Okay, I just hate, war is awful. I just can't see anything else on it.
All right, well, thank you very much for your interview.
Okay.